We have head coach Chris Lemonis, and coach will take your questions.
Kind of an up and down game tonight, but the bats kind of got going for you with some long balls. What were you kind of seeing from the team offensively?
They were on some balls pretty good early. I thought we hit some balls hard at them too. I thought some of our guys, Gunnar Halter and Rowdy Voss, had some hard outs, but the home run by Tanner Allen I thought really was a big part of the game. The ballpark was playing pretty offensive tonight also, so early in the game or early in BP we saw that and we were able to get, drive some balls. I think Voss hit a hanging breaking ball and then Tanner's big swing. They've been one of the farther balls I've seen in the ballpark just in a small amount of time.
Speaking of Tanner, he bounced around the batting order a little bit against Tennessee, back up to number 3 tonight. How much of that is you, trying to adjust your lineup to what's going to produce the most runs, or how much is that, trying to send him a wake-up call? He's got multi-hit games and back-to-back now.
It wasn't about sending him a wake-up call. It was just really trying to match up to the pitching of the other team. We need those lefties in the middle of our order to space our lineup out, and we were trying to kind of set up our batting order. They had Crochet at Tennessee and some of those guys. We were trying to balance it out.
Do you see Tanner starting to break out of it a little bit in the last couple of games?
I think so. He's had some really big swings. Tonight there were some huge swings. Over the weekend he had 2 hits off lefties. He had the big hit to kind of open up that first game, and then he had the home run on Sunday. So I'd like to think he's been swinging it pretty good lately.
With Cole being a former starter, you gave him a 2-inning save tonight. That's something you could see happening going forward, that you might try to extend him more than just 1 inning?
Well, we did. We had some guys that weren't available tonight either. So Cole threw, last Friday, so he's been off for a while. And he's pretty resilient, so he's a guy who can come back and pitch on Friday. But Leaves and Barlow were out because they threw so much over the weekend. So we were just trying to conserve and be ready for Alabama.
What did you say out of Riley with it kind of an extended outing for him?
I thought he was great. I thought he didn't get a couple pitches there in that one inning. He got hit, and he was facing some good hitters and just left one ball. Probably a ball up is what he did, so that guy took advantage of it. But I thought he was really good tonight. His velocity was good, and his location was.
What's JT Ginn's status for this weekend?
We're not 100% positive, but it's not a major thing. So he's still working, throwing it through today. We'll see how he feels tomorrow. But it's not we don't think it's anything major.
Is it really about how he feels, comfortability-wise?
I think so. He's just got to get all the way back to being 100%. So that's kind of what we've talked to him about.
I'm sure you've heard a lot about Super Bulldog weekend. What are you expecting to see from your first one?
I'm hoping it's dry. So I keep looking up, and as a coach, you're worried about the rain. But, it should be exciting. I've heard great things about it. Hopefully we get great weather. We got a good opponent coming, and I'd like to see us pack the house.
What's the biggest crowd you've coached in front of in your career?
Oh, I think it was 23 in Omaha. The night we played, when I was at Louisville, we played Indiana, and it was the biggest crowd in TD Ameritrade history on opening night. So that's the biggest one. We got shut out 2-0 and won a good night, but that's the biggest one for me.
A lot of ifs involved, but weather stays good. JT's arm does respond. Do you still go into the 2 spot after going last Sunday?
I'm not sure of that one yet, so we have to see. And anything he does this weekend, it may not probably be as long as stints if he does go this weekend. But I don't think he's that far away. So it's not a. We'll just have to see how it responds.
Yeah, who's going to go Friday? You're still supporting that?
Ethan Small. Not easy. And Jake Mangum will lead off. Those are 2 we'll know.
Some defensive changes recently. Why do you think Foscue fits well at second and same for Gunnar at third?
I don't know, but I've told our coaches I probably look like a bad coach having them play the other way all year, and then we flipped them. We were playing so good early, it was hard to change it up. And then we've had some innings where we could probably play a little better defensively. And it's amazing, Foss reacts better at second, and Gunnar reacts better at third, and Marshall Gilbert. So I think it's more in their natural spots. I was really impressive with a couple plays Justin's made the last couple of days.
You mentioned the stadium felt like it played more offensively. I guess what's kind of a tell for
I think that win that we had coming across, so there was just a lot of home runs in BP from both teams. But the balls were carrying the right too. So it was one of those days where you felt like the ball was carrying. I think a little bit of the wind pushed it in that way, the warm weather, and the ball just started jumping. There were some missiles hit, from both sides tonight.
Anything else for Coach?